Remember how this Bud Light situation is exclusively the domain of a conservative boycott? Well, just check this out here for a second. Gay bar. Oh, is this like Lindsey Graham's place? Anyways, boycotts a gay or Bud Light after Anheuser Busch abandoned queer community and Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. No, this isn't a reprint from a couple of weeks ago where there were 5 Chicago-based gay bars giving this up. I think this one is from Minneapolis. I seen another story. I just don't know if this one's specifically here, but it is. It says it's the second word that's on there, so yeah, no, so it's spreading. It's metastasizing, just like many other things in that community. A Minneapolis gay bar is reportedly dumping a Bud Light beer and Anheuser Busch beverages, citing a lack of integrity. You didn't stand up for little Dylan. God, she's just getting so much hate right now. According to a local report, Minneapolis gay bar, the Saloon. What? Man, leave saloons alone. Just give us that's our name, you stupids. Is replacing Anheuser Busch with local brewers. Yes, butt beer will definitely be on tap. Because of the way the beer giant handled the backlash over to influencer Dylan Mulvaney, Star Tribune reported Monday. Anheuser Busch, I'm sorry, got to get into character for this one. Anheuser Busch had an opportunity to support a marginalized community in a way that few other corporations have attempted. Are you fucking retarded? Obviously, you're operating a gay bar. But to think that trannies are underrepresented, especially this fucking month, marginalized, oh my god, they're fucking everywhere and championed and put on Front Street just for the fact that they like to put their missing, surgically repaired, or I don't know, maybe just even confused junk in some legal and illegal places. Like, what the fuck, man? Come on. You get an entire month of degeneracy and everybody's got to pretend that this is somehow tolerable. Fuck off. We view that as unacceptable. Likewise, saloon owner John Moore said, of course, I'm so protective of doing business with people who have integrity, and I don't get into the anti-queer agenda. Well, ain't that funny, because that's what Bud Light was trying to court right here. They haven't said a single cross word about your gay community. They just, in fact, want to be all-inclusive. But again, trying to capitulate to that side of the conversation, yeah, it never works because you can never be left enough. You can never be woke enough. Anheuser Busch had partnered with Mulvaney in March, but see how it's just, you know, shifting all the time. It used to just be the conservative backlash kicked off in early April, but here you actually have a straight take, which is kind of odd given the context of this article, sending her a personalized pack of beer. Well, no, okay, and then you're already fucked up right there. It was just a single can, guys, as part of an ad, or unless you're just admitting something that we didn't know beforehand, but I thought it was just the one personalized can for March Madness and Mulvaney's first year anniversary of gender transition, which has since been reneged or at least amended just a little bit. How Dylan, oh my god, maybe I'm my own type, or I'm kind of still attracted to women. What the fuck, man? You're just trying to figure out the new pivot grift. Interesting. The marketing move led to Anheuser-Busch losing roughly $28 billion in market value and a significant drop in sales from conservative consumers. Well, outside of a couple of country western bars who made the move after their customers were just mocking the inclusion of Bud Light at their bar, again, it's funny you say that when the entire premise of this article is to point out how another gay bar is joining up with other gay bars that are removing the products. Just wondering, man. Moore added he would be selecting local brewers that have a stronger commitment than Bud Light to integrity and the gay community. See, once you get in bed with these folks, an experience that you'll never forget because the prescription goes for life. Some gay bars in Chicago have similarly committed to dumping Bud Light. Yes, we covered that before, but for those in the back or those who just need a little bit of a refresher course, Anheuser-Busch CEO Brandon Whitworth put out a statement in April about Bud Light Mulvaney controversy, saying that the company never intended to be a part of the discussion that divides people. Yes, of course, just divides them between their cheeks. A top Anheuser-Busch executive spoke out recently about the backlash. It's tough to see the controversial and divisive debates that have been happening in the United States in the last couple of weeks, involving lots of brands and companies, including and especially Bud Light. Global Chief Marketing Officer and recent winner of the Oscars of Marketing at Cannes, Marcel Marcondes, said, It's tough, exactly, because what we do is all about bringing people together. Oh, it's just everybody got to come together over a Bud Light. Well, you decided to make it political, and guess what? The moment you do that, you immediately bifurcate your base. So, hey, you lay with dogs, you get fleas, or in this case, you lay with those people, you get crabs or bumps. Marcondes said the incident was a wake-up call for marketers like himself to be very humble during such divisive times. Well, that's nice, man. So the different bars that end up, letting up and just don't want to mess around with Bud Light, at least for right now. But we know one bar that's definitely going to be carrying Bud Light, and that's Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places down there on Lower Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee. But while it's not explicitly marketed as a gay bar, well, if you're going to have Bud Light on tap, we kind of know which way you're going. But we have somebody chiming in on this situation. Weird little inclusion, but all right, I can dig it. You can't do it. Oh my God, the Winnipeg Sun, the Sun outlet is just so pathetic in Canada. Rob Schneider takes aim at Garth Brooks' Bud Light stance. Yeah, this just came out recently. Comedian and actor Rob Schneider had some advice for country music star Garth Brooks after the latter recently weighed in on the Bud Light controversy. I think it's time. He's going to stay out of it, isn't he? I think Garth Brooks, next time, is going to shut his mouth, and he's going to pretend like I don't have anything to do with what beer is chosen in my restaurant, Schneider said in an exclusive interview with Fox Digital. So exclusive that it's reposted by the Winnipeg Sun. Interesting. Brooks faced a media backlash from fans after announcing every brand of beer will be available at his Friends in Low Places bar and honky tonk opening later this summer in Nashville. I can't wait for the opening of that. Oh, it's going to be terrible. Oh, it's not going to be good. I think the culture is in a very weird little place of hypersensitivity one way or the other. And I think that's why most people shut their mouths. Schneider with an observation which would be cutting edge if this was 2010, but all right. I mean, just from a business standpoint, just shut up and say I have nothing to do with it. Or, yeah, just don't spin it in a way like Garth Brooks did at the beginning. Okay, like he was asked a question, are you going to have Bud Light at your place? Well, it's not my decision, and if you don't like it, you're an asshole. Oh, wait, fuck, no, shit. Okay, we got to spin that around. We got to try to make it work. No, it's just what the customers want, and I don't have a decision to make on that one. It's like, oh, really? Great, would you like to reformulate that? Yeah, come back to me in a couple of days' time. And then, yeah, I had to double down on a stupid podcast by saying, no, it's great. We love diversity and inclusion, and it's so wonderful around here. Yes, we're going to have Bud Light on tap. It's what the people want. It was such an incredible forced L, which it made no sense. Like, that was a self-inflicted gunshot wound if I've ever seen it before. It's like, Garth, you didn't have to do any of that extra stuff. People would have loved to go to your bar. I find it a little weird that he hasn't had one before, especially when his star was probably the brightest in the late 90s, early 2000s. Not to say that he isn't any less of a superstar. It's just, why is it taking you so long? What the fuck, man? But you also have to understand your audience. But again, here you are, well, here I am, opining on a celebrity that doesn't understand that the average rank-and-file person thinks very different to the people that you surround yourself with. Like, oh man, just chalk up another one. Just never changes. Brooks told Billboard earlier this month that once his bar opens, every brand of beer will be available to patrons. Mostly because he's thinking that what this boycott's going to end up boiling over. Now, I can tell you what, man, this continues to go on, and I still have not seen Bud Light's new marketing campaign. I guess, what, end of the week? Who knows? I want it to be a place where you feel safe, and yes, by using inclusive, safe space language, it's like your fans, your audience mocks that type of shit. The fuck are you doing? You might as well say, we like to serve it cold. Cold like snowflakes. The fuck? God, I want to be in a place where you feel like there are manners and people like one another. And yes, they're gonna serve every brand of beer. We just are. It's not our decision to make. Yes, and that's why you say, we'll listen to our customers, which could have been, because that's honestly what he's trying to say. He's just incredibly inarticulate about doing it. But if he would have said, yeah, we'll listen to our customers, we'll have everything there, but if they don't want it, we're obviously not looking to lose money like Bud Light, but hey man, if nobody wants it, we'll get rid of it, but it'll be there available if you want it to begin with. That could have been a completely and totally incontrovertible statement, but then he had to continue, there are assholes everywhere, and if you're going to be one of those, you can just go drink somewhere else. And then of course the quote machine will just go ahead and cherry pick that, and then you double down with an even dumber statement afterwards. So that's the way it goes sometimes, and you know you're in tough, because Garth Brooks, especially in the music scene, and maybe even in the societal sense, like he's at least a B+, if not still an A-list name that's out there. People know the name Garth Brooks. And if you're getting dunked on by Adam Sandler's little buddy, brother, shit's tough. Nothing against Rob Schneider, but that's like if Conan O'Brien outsourced all of his digs to Jay Leno to Andy Richter. Oof, God. Tough times, I guess. Oh well. Well, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.